Nicolae Ceaușescu, the 26th of January 1918 to 25 December 1989, was a Romanian politician and the last communist leader of Romania. Serving as the General Secretary of the Romanian Communist Party from 1965 until his execution in 1989. He was also the head of state from 1967. First as President of the State Council, and later as the first President of Romania from 1974. His rule, initially marked by relative popularity due to his independent foreign policy, descended into authoritarianism, economic mismanagement, and widespread repression, culminating in his overthrow and execution during the Romanian Revolution of 1989. Below is a detailed account of his life, political career, and military involvement. With a focus on his military career, Nicolae Ceaușescu was born on the 26th of January, 1918 Old Style, the 13th of January in Scornăsecti, Olt County, Romania. He was the third of 10 children in a poor peasant family. His father, Nicolae Ceaușescu, was a small landowner with 3 hectares of land and a few sheep, supplementing income through tailoring. Nicolae was reportedly abusive and strictly religious, which some sources suggest influenced Nicolae's decision to leave home at age 11. His mother's name was Alexandrina, and little is documented about her role in his upbringing. The family's poverty shaped Nicolae's early years, pushing him toward urban life and political activism. In Bucharest, Ceaușescu became an apprentice shoemaker under Alexandru Ceaușescu, a member of the then-legal Romanian Communist Party (PCR). This connection introduced him to communist ideology *** political career and rise to power. 1932. At age 14, Nicolae Ceaușescu joined the Romanian Communist Youth Movement, drawn to its ideology while working as a shoemaker's apprentice in Bucharest under Alexandru Ceaușescu, a member of the then-illegal Romanian Communist Party (PCR), 1936. Arrested and imprisoned at Doftana prison for anti-fascist activities and conspiracy against social order, marking the start of his frequent run-ins with authorities. 1940. Arrested again and detained at Jalava prison. Later transferred to Târgu internment camp in 1943, where he shared a cell with Gheorghe Gorgade, a prominent communist leader who became his mentor. Post-World War II. Ascent, 1944 to 1945. After Romania's shift to Soviet influence in 1944, Ceaușescu became Secretary of the Union of Communist Youth, gaining prominence within the PCR. 1947. Following the communist takeover, he was elected to the Romanian Parliament as a deputy for Olt County. 1948 to 1950. Appointed head of the Ministry of Agriculture. A key role in the communist government's early efforts to collectivize agriculture. 1950 to 1954. Served as Deputy Minister of the Armed Forces with the rank of Major General, overseeing political alignment of the military with PCR objectives. 1952. Became a full member of the PCR Central Committee, solidifying his position in the party hierarchy. Rise to leadership, 1965, after Gorgade's death in March. Ceaușescu was elected first secretary of the PCR, later General Secretary. On the 22nd of March, outmaneuvering rival Gheorghe Apostel due to his nationalist stance and loyalty to the party. 1967. Became president of the State Council, effectively head of state, consolidating his power. 1974. Assumed the newly created role of President of Romania, becoming the country's first president and centralizing authority further. Early in his rule, Ceaușescu gained popularity for his independent foreign policy, notably condemning the 1968 Warsaw Pact invasion of Czechoslovakia and fostering ties with Western nations, including visits from U.S. Presidents Richard Nixon, 1969, and Gerald Ford, 1975 domestically. He promoted a cult of personality, appointing family members like his wife, Alina, to high positions. Ceaușescu leveraged his control over the PCR and the Securitate secret police to suppress dissent. His nationalist rhetoric and partial desovietization of Romania within the Warsaw Pact earned him domestic support initially. But his authoritarianism grew, marked by policies like the 1966 Decree 770, which banned contraception and abortion. To increase population growth by the late 1970s and 1980s. His economic mismanagement, including aggressive debt repayment through exports, led to shortages and unrest. His cult of personality and reliance on family members alienated party elites and the public, setting the stage for his eventual downfall in 1989. Marriage in 1939. He met Alina Petrescu, a communist activist, whom he married in 1946. Alina later played a significant role in his regime, holding high-ranking positions post-World War II, after Romania fell under Soviet influence in 1944. Ceaușescu's career advance 1944 to 1945, served as Secretary of the Union of Communist Youth, 1947. After the Communists seized power, he headed the Ministry of Agriculture 1948 to 1950, following Gorgaday's death in March 1965. Ceaușescu became first Secretary of the PCR, later General Secretary. His selection over Gheorghe Epistol was influenced by his nationalist stance and loyalty to the party. He became President of the State Council in 1967 and the first President of Romania in 1974. Military career. Nicolae Ceaușescu's military career was primarily administrative and political, tied to his roles within the Romanian Communist Party PCR and his eventual leadership of Romania. He lacked operational or combat experience, with his military involvement focused on ensuring the armed forces' loyalty to the communist regime and his personal rule. 1949 to 1954. Deputy Minister of the Armed Forces, appointed Deputy Minister of the Armed Forces in 1950. Ceaușescu held the rank of Major General. His role involved overseeing the political alignment of the military during Romania's post-World War II democratization and Sovietization, ensuring the army adhered to PCR directives. Responsibilities included administrative oversight, personnel management, and integrating communist ideology into military structures rather than strategic or tactical leadership. Commander-in-Chief. 1967 to 1989 as Head of State President of the State Council from 1967, then President of Romania from 1974. Ceaușescu served as the Commander-in-Chief of the Romanian Armed Forces. He maintained tight control over the military to prevent coups, a concern heightened by a failed military plot in October 1984, which was thwarted when the assigned unit was redirected to agricultural work. Ceaușescu restructured the military to emphasize Romanian nationalism, reducing Soviet influence within the Warsaw Pact. His condemnation of the 1968 Czechoslovakia invasion and limited participation in Warsaw Pact activities reflected this stance. In August 1989, he reportedly proposed a meeting of communist parties to discuss potential intervention in Poland against the Solidarity movement. Though historians debate whether this explicitly called for military action, the military was used for internal security, notably during the 1989 Romanian Revolution. Ceaușescu ordered troops to fire on protesters in Timișoara, December 1989, resulting in numerous deaths. However, the army's defection to the demonstrators on the 22nd of December 1989 was pivotal in his regime's collapse. Military policy and control. Ceaușescu prioritized the Securitate secret police over the regular army for internal repression, as it was more loyal and feared. His policies focused on maintaining a strong military presence to deter internal dissent, but he avoided giving the military excessive autonomy to safeguard his regime. The Romanian army was modernized to an extent under his rule, but economic mismanagement in the 1980s led to resource shortages, affecting military readiness. Ceaușescu's military career was defined by political oversight rather than battlefield leadership. His roles as deputy minister and commander-in-chief were extensions of his efforts to consolidate power, using the military to enforce PCR control and suppress opposition. His failure to maintain military loyalty in 1989 was a key factor in his downfall. If you'd like a deeper dive into specific military policies, the 1989 Revolution, or a visual representation of his military roles *** political rule and policies, Ceaușescu initially gained support for his independent foreign policy, opposing Soviet interventions and fostering ties with the West. His condemnation of the 1968 Czechoslovakia invasion and participation in the 1984 Los Angeles Olympics ** Romanian Revolution 1989 protests began in Timișoara on the 16th of December, 1989, escalating after Ceaușescu ordered security forces to fire on demonstrators, killing many. On the 21st of December, a staged rally in Bucharest turned into a riot after Ceaușescu's speech was disrupted. The army's defection to the protesters on the 22nd of December sealed his fate. Ceaușescu and Alina fled Bucharest by helicopter but were captured after the pilot landed near Targovec, citing fake mechanical issues. On the 25th of December, 1989. The Ceaușescus faced a swift military tribunal in Targovec, charged with genocide, embezzlement, and undermining the state. The trial, lasting about an hour, was widely criticized for lacking due process. Nicolae refused to recognize the tribunal's legitimacy, singing the Internationale as he was led to execution. Alina was reportedly more defiant, cursing the soldiers. They were executed by firing squad captain Ionel Boru, Sergeant Major Georgine Octavian, and Dorn Marian Scrolon. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more military, navy, and geopolitical updates.